Let's talk about a force inside you that can either build your empire or burn it to the ground. That force? It's your ego.
All right, do me a favor. Just for a second, I want you to imagine your life, exactly 10 years from today. Seriously, picture it. Where are you? What are you doing? You're stuck in a job you absolutely hate, but you can't leave. You've got responsibilities that have you chained to that desk. And there's never quite enough money, is there? Not for the house, not for your parents' medical bills. And what about your own dreams? Yeah, those feel like a lifetime ago. You've slowly, without even realizing it, become the person you swore you'd never be. Then one night, it's like 2 a.m., everyone else is asleep, and you're just sitting there in the dark. And this little voice inside you just whispers, a voice of pure regret. Okay, now open your eyes. You're back. You're 10 years in the past. And this time, you have a choice. You can learn to control the raw power of your ego.
So right now, you've just been offered a deal with your ego. If you learn to control it, you can achieve literally anything. But if you don't, well, that same power will destroy you. So what even is this thing we're dealing with?
Look, in the simplest terms, your ego is your identity. It's your self-respect. It's the story you tell yourself about who you are. And that story, how you see yourself, that eventually becomes your reality. It's that simple. What do you think is the most powerful force in the world? Love? Money? Nah, I'd argue it's a hurt ego. And history is full of proof. A man's wife died because a mountain blocked the path to the doctor. He spent 22 years carving a road right through it. An insulted farmer? He built Lamborghini just to show Ferrari what's what. A man denied entry to a hotel because of his race? He built a magnificent Taj Hotel. The list goes on and on. So how come some people use their ego to build empires, while for others, it just destroys everything? It all comes down to which type of ego is in the driver's seat. Let's break down the 3 faces of ego so you can figure out which one is yours. First up, the fake ego. And you know this one. You're scrolling, right? You see that super intense motivational clip with the epic music, and for like 30 seconds, you feel like you can conquer the world. That's just a dopamine hit. But 10 minutes later, you're back to scrolling. Nothing's changed. It's a trap. You feel powerful, but you aren't actually building any power. Next, we've got the weak ego. And honestly, this is where about 90% of people live. This is the ego that gets triggered by every little thing. Someone says something and you just have to fight back. Someone ignores you and you feel this burning need to prove them wrong. It's always screaming, "Look at me, I'm the most powerful." It can't admit mistakes and it refuses to learn. It just makes you deeply insecure. And then there's the strong ego. This one's the complete opposite. It's quiet. It doesn't need to scream and shout. The strong ego just says, "I'm going to become so successful that nobody can even touch me." It doesn't need likes or comments because it knows its own value from the inside. It just observes instead of reacting, and it wins, not by fighting people, but by outworking them.
This table here, it breaks it down perfectly. The weak ego is always fighting the world. The strong ego is fighting itself to get better every single day. The weak ego is loud and reactive. The strong ego is silent and observant. See the pattern? The weak ego wants to prove things to other people, while the strong ego is only focused on improving itself. That's the choice you have to make.
Okay, so if the ego can be this destructive, how do we flip the script? How do we turn it from our biggest enemy into our most powerful weapon? There are 3 key strategies. First, use it as a challenge. When people doubt you, let that ego get triggered, not so you can prove them wrong, but so you can make yourself better. Second, use it as discipline. You know those days your mind says, not today? Your ego should step in and say, we don't operate below our own standards. And third, use it as silence. Real power isn't about reacting to everything, it's about control. When you choose not to react, you dominate the situation. Your silence becomes your greatest strength. All right, that all sounds great in theory, right? But how do you actually train your ego? Let's get practical with a simple 4-step guide you can start using literally right now. Step 1 is just awareness. Before you react to something, stop and ask yourself, is this me making this decision or is this my ego? Step 2 is to control your reaction. Don't respond instantly. Just observe, wait a second, and then act calmly. Step 3, redirect that energy. Instead of wasting it trying to prove people wrong, channel all of it into your work, your skills, your goals. And finally, step 4, build your identity. Start telling yourself, I am a disciplined, focused, strong person. Eventually, your ego will force you to live up to that new story. And look, this isn't just some abstract idea.
When you respond to a hurt ego in the right way, it can be absolutely transformative. Let's see how this plays out in the real world.
A single event can become the turning point for your entire life. For the person whose story this is based on, a really personal event hurt his ego so badly that it changed absolutely everything. The result of that turning point? Well, it's this channel. This community of over 270,000 people built from that single moment of hurt. On one specific day, a decision was made. Before that day, life was full of distractions, addicted to games, social media, the usual stuff. But after that decision, he became completely obsessed with the mission and cut out every single thing that didn't serve it.
And this is so crucial to understand. A hurt ego doesn't just give you motivation. Motivation is flimsy. It comes and goes. But when you channel that intense energy the right way, it creates a constructive obsession, an unstoppable focus that drives people to do extraordinary things.
So now I want you to look around you. I mean, really look at your own life, your family situation. Think about your parents and the dreams they might have sacrificed for you. Think about what they do every single day. What is your responsibility to them and to yourself? I'm telling you, the day you truly feel that, you will never need another motivational video again.
So make a decision, right here, right now. Decide that until you achieve your goal, all the distractions are gone. If you understand what I'm saying, if you feel that fire, then make that promise to yourself. I will change.